Joao Pedro's life flashes before his very eyes while Solanke goes full Giroud with that scorpion goal. The Bundesliga may in fact have a title race, and this firecracker incident in the Serie A was legit insane. This is DMAC Daily. Just crazy times at Stamford Bridge. Off the pitch, we got Todd Bowley name dropped in the Epstein files. That was not on my bingo card for 2026. On the pitch, and the Blues then pulled off an epic comeback, including a colossal individual performance from Chelsea's Joao Pedro off the bench, but it came at a cost for the Brazilian, seen on video his pants moments later following a hilarious confrontation with Adama Traore. Top 5 debuts in Premier League history in my opinion from the big fella, hurling Cucurella off the pitch like he was an inanimate object before squaring up to Joao Pedro like that. This man was legit petrified, as would be the case for 99.9% of human beings. I mean, Traore should just scrap this whole football gimmick at this point. His true calling in life has to be the WWE, hands down the greatest La Masia graduate of all time though. But madness aside, a remarkable result for Chelsea. I am Rafinha pilled, my LinkedIn GOAT, 2-0 down at halftime. Old mate said, I've seen enough. Hooks the biggest liability in this team in Buddy Ashil. He hooks Garnacho. He hooks Hato. They then turn it around immediately. That's now 6 wins out of... no, I'm sorry. We're not doing this. I'm 29 years old. Meanwhile, Sir Michael Carrick's United with a throwback, unleashing Fergie time at Old Trafford, a 94th minute match winner from Seshko off the bench. Some iconic moments in this match. Casemiro with a bullet header and then a no-look pass to assist Cunha, who can't stop surfing right now. Then it was another Brazilian's turn in Kevin, who thought he silenced the Old Trafford faithful with that late equalizer for Fulham, only for the stadium to erupt 60 seconds later. Just crazy scenes. Look, United aren't perfect. Today was further proof of that, but they are so much better to watch under Carrick. Bruno with 2 assists. I still can't believe we had people justifying this man playing as a double pivot. 202 goal involvements in 313 appearances now. Just ridiculous stuff. Fair play to Casemiro too. He has well and truly changed the narrative on his United career. So much so that Jamie Carragher even backtracked on his harsh criticism of the midfielder. The feel-good factor is well and truly back. It's 3 wins from 3. That one fan might just get his hair cut after all. Spurs and West Ham are definitely winnable on paper, although maybe not. I don't know how to think about Thomas Frank's side. 2-0 down at halftime, Cherki and Semenyo causing all sorts. But second half, we witnessed prime Frank ball. Dom Solanke with a brace, including that absurd scorpion kick effort. Bro must have been watching Giroud highlights pre-game or something. That was insane. Man City fans will be lamenting the first goal because it was objectively a foul on Guehi. The fact that VAR didn't even take a look at this is just bizarre to me, but the officiating was questionable across the board really. Rodri should have been sent off too. So Arsenal's favourite manager Thomas Frank once again haunts City as the Gunners extend their margin at the top to 6 points, having made light work of Leeds. A perfect response to the Bottle Job FC accusations. It's no secret the football community is largely praying for their demise, myself included, but I'm not sure we're going to see it happen this season. We need to prepare ourselves for this fan base comeback because City are more unreliable than ever. Villa, come on now, let's be real here. This is a 2-horse race. Looking down the table though, and Slots Reds with a convincing Premier League performance. It's been a while since I've heard that. Ekitike with an emphatic brace. Bro dyed his hair blonde and decided to become Fernando Torres with that second strike against the club that wanted to sign him in the first place. That must have been a tough watch for Newcastle fans. His 3rd goal against them this season. 19 goal involvements for the Frenchman now in 32 games. Crazy they signed this baller and then decided we need to spend another 125 mil on a 9. At the same time, their other Premier League record signing Verts is faring much better now. A fine goal and assist today. It's 14 goal involvements in 32 games. He probably won't be happy with that rate of return, but long term, I don't think we're looking at a flop here. I've been adamant since he joined that his quality will ultimately prevail, and against legit opposition today, he delivered in full. Elsewhere, we had the most hatred-fueled matchup in the Prem, Forest versus Palace, which ended in a draw. Bournemouth picked up their first away win since August. Junior Krupi with a belter before Ryan immediately introduced himself to the Premier League with an assist off the bench. This kid is going to be a problem, by the way. Whilst Everton rescued a point at the death away at Brighton. Limbs absolutely everywhere, although Moyes getting booked for merely celebrating the goal. I'm sorry, the game is officially gone. Shifting gears to La Liga, and I just happened to watch Elche v Barca this weekend, and my goodness, what an incredibly entertaining game of football. Elche don't approach the big boys like the rest of La Liga. None of that low block stuff. Attack is their best form of defense. It was a valiant effort. They sure were fearless, but Barca completely destroyed them in the end. 3-1 was a very flattering scoreline. In reality, Barca should have scored minimum 5 or 6 goals. They literally had an XG of 6.44, but the usual suspects were phenomenal. No Pedro, no worries. Frankie de Jong, 10 out of 10. Lamine Yamal, 10 out of 10. If his teammates had their shooting boots on, he'd have had a hat-trick of assists easy, but regardless, he's still amassed 26 goal involvements in 28 games this season. Bro has now unlocked both stat padding and bicycle kicks. Timely reminder, Yamal is 18 years old. Like, this guy is not normal. The chance creation, the football IQ, the sheer genius to his game is mind-blowing. It's easy to hate on the guy for sure. He's extroverted, isn't afraid to talk smack, and sometimes that backfires, but the ability he possesses is beyond special. Meanwhile, at the Bernabeu, and it was another hostile reception for Madrid following that Benfica disaster. However, Los Blancos would prevail on the night 2-1. Vinny Jr. scoring a worldie early on before a 100th minute controversial penalty would be converted by Mbappe to keep them well and truly in the title race. The negatives, Jude Bellingham suffered a hamstring injury. He'll be out for at least a month now, and the performance of Arbeloa's team was largely uninspiring, but individual quality and a questionable pen still bailed them out. Is that the key to winning this thing? It's a punishing watch week in, week out, but I guess the whole tactics thing under Alonso didn't work out either, so maybe this is the optimal approach. They're only 1 point shy of Barca in La Liga. I don't see them succeeding in the UCL, but who knows? One team that certainly isn't winning La Liga this season though is Atletico Madrid. Like, sure, you're coming up against the GOAT in goal, Matty Ryan, but what is this team, man? The regression year on year is just grim to watch. Maybe Ademola Lookman will save them, but right now, Los Colchoneros look a shadow of their former selves. Moving to the Bundesliga, and what's going on with Bayern Munich right now? Deservedly beaten at home to Augsburg last week, they've now dropped 2 points at the hands of Hamburg. Luka Vuskovic, the 18-year-old centre-back loanee, popping up with another goal, his 4th of the season. This gave Dortmund the opportunity to close in on the league leaders, and they did exactly that, coming from behind to narrowly defeat Heidenheim 3-2 at home. So only 6 points now separates the two clubs. I was fully convinced after 3 games that no one was catching up to Bayern this season. The golf in class is evident, but somehow Dortmund are still very much within reach. Despite not having a particularly strong squad or even playing that well under Kovac, I think the best thing that could happen to Dortmund is they get knocked out of Europe ASAP, because then maybe they could be in this race. I still firmly believe Bayern will take control of the Bundesliga, but 6 points isn't too tall of an order just quietly. Crazier things have happened. That upcoming Der Klassiker could prove to be one of the most decisive league fixtures of 2026. Moving to the Serie A, and it was a pretty wild 48 hours or so of Italian football. Napoli ended their 3-game endless run with a win at home to Fiorentina. Antonio Vergara with another fantastic display, a goal and an assist. This guy's a baller. Where did he come from? Meanwhile, Spalletti's Juve rised back into the top 4 with a 4-1 win over Parma. Bremer bagging a brace, whilst the North American duo of McKennie and David continued their rich reign of form. And at the top, Inter did Inter things. 2 beautiful goals, first from skipper Lautaro Martinez before Zielinski's belter. That being said though, Inter were lucky to win this game. Why? Because this match could have easily been forfeited after a fan threw a firecracker at Cremonese's goalkeeper, Emil Odero, in the second half. It exploded right in front of the goalkeeper, who then fell to the ground ground, stunned by the unexpected bang of the explosive. Thankfully, he wasn't seriously hurt and was actually able to continue. The same can't be said though about the lunatic who threw the firework. According to Italian outlet Corriere della Sera, the man lost multiple fingers setting off another firework before being attacked by his own fans. This clown is now in the hospital and will eventually be arrested for his moronic actions. A crazy situation. If that firework sets off a little closer to the goalkeeper, this could have been catastrophic for the Serie A. Inter's president released a statement condemning the actions of the perpetrator and praised Ordero's professionalism, but it does appear as though a serious fine and perhaps a stadium ban is in order for the Nerazzurri. From Inter's perspective, they're very lucky that the match was not forfeited. I'm just stunned that this fan managed to smuggle multiple fireworks into a stadium. That is a shocking security failure. Just crazy stuff. And finally, to close out today's show, we head down under, and Sydney is sky blue, baby. A 4-1 battering over the Wanderers, Thiago Quintal with a brace, and 16-year-old baller Akol Akon with a hat-trick of assists. This kid's crazy talented. Meanwhile, in South America, Paqueta on debut for Flamengo missed a 93rd minute sitter in the Brazilian Super Cup final before Corinthians then went up the other end and made it 2-0 to win the trophy. Not the greatest homecoming debut for Paqueta. And Coritiba goalkeeper Pedro Rangel scored the match winner from a goal kick in the State Cup. Absolutely insane stuff. Although the opposition goalkeeper, not sure what he was doing. Anyways, guys, that's all for today's DMAC Daily. See you tomorrow.